Hey, this is the Review Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing the new superhero film, The Marvels. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. And if you like movies, art, and comic books, please hit that subscribe button because all my reviews are hand drawn, and I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers soon so my channel can be official. This movie stars Brie Larson, Tiana Paris, Iman Vellani, Zawe Ashton, and Samuel L. Jackson. It is co-written and directed by Nia DaCosta. This is a non-spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local movie theater. Alright, this was a shocker and a pleasant surprise because I actually enjoyed it. It's not great by any means, but it's not terrible either. It's a middle of the roadie. It's a love it or hate it kind of movie, but I thought it was perfectly serviceable. The plot pertains to Dar-Benn, and she's looking for the bangles. You know, just like the Wonder Woman bracelets, and she finds one, but Ms. Marvel has the other, and she needs both to carry out her revenge tour. But as she uses it, it causes Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Ms. Marvel to switch places every time they use their powers. This brings the three together as they learn how to use their powers as a team and to stop Dar-Benn from carrying out her plans. So this is better than the first film. I don't think you need to have watched anything prior to understand things because they do provide a synopsis of Kamala, her background, and what she's been up to. So they give you a Cliff Notes version of her life so you get up to speed, and each character gets an update on what they've been up to as well. The tone here is completely different than the first film. It's just fluffy and silly, it's cotton candy, and that's the only way to describe it. It's just brainless fun with no thinking required. Nothing cerebral happening here. And I do want to give credit where credit is due, and they were committed and kept the same tone throughout the entire run. The whole thing is dripping with silly DNA. To me, the character that saved everything was Kamala. She has this innocent naivete energy, and it worked for me because her delivery of her lines seemed very genuine. She has a lot of ridiculous kiddie dialogue and spouts out fun, innocent things that I can picture most teens saying. And her personality was spewing rainbows and sunshine and Skittles, and it really leaped off screen. She was the most likable out of the bunch. I liked the use of the family dynamics here and how they brought comedic relief whenever they were on screen. We do get insight to what Captain Marvel has been up to, and she's being a space hero and living in some college dorm out in the middle of nowhere and wearing awful hideous Crocs, by the way. But don't tell her I said that. Okay. They did try to give her some personality here, but it just wasn't enough. And I think they struggled to write this character where the audience can root for her because I root for Wonder Woman, Superman, Wolverine, and Black Panther, but not her. So let me tell you about some of the silly things that happens here. There's a scene with Seo Joon Park, who plays Prince Yan, and there's actually a damn musical number here. But it wasn't even catchy. Like, give me something I can jam to. Even the townspeople are a reminder of how slapstick everything is because they look ridiculous just like the Skrulls. Everything is HD now, so you can't throw random people with cheap makeup and clothes on and ask them to be meaningful extras. It's 2023 and that doesn't fly anymore. Next is the villain, who was unfortunately wasted again, and it's not her performance, but she just wasn't menacing in any way. She has valid motivations that ended up not being meaningful because all the expositions are via flashbacks. On top of that, her costume looks so poorly done, like Halloween pop-up shop level, not Insta-worthy. It never fit properly and just looked awful, and the position of her hair extensions kept switching places. Like, how can anyone take you seriously when you look silly and your hair extensions keep switching places? Okay. And talking about hair, there is one scene in the third act where Brie's hair kept going from flat to fluffy in the same scene when she's talking to Monica. Very poor continuity and editing. Alright, so let me keep it real with you because that's what I do on this channel. I keeps it real. So I'm not judging anyone, just hear me out. It's clear Brie Larson worked out and hit the gym, and maybe too much, and she probably hasn't eaten a cookie since filming started because she's so thin and petite that she can shop at Gap Kids. But it's clear Monica and Miss Marvel didn't seem like they hit the gym. Nothing on the treadmill, no daily steps. They were clearly chowing down on a bucket of fried chicken, cornbread, peach cobbler, collard greens, butter biscuits, and grape soda. Hip Thunder Thigh City. Okay. Okay. There was one scene where Monica is wearing hot pants, and I was like, damn, they did not do her any favors. Here's the thing. I'm on the same boat. If someone called me and asked me what I'm doing, I have a pint of Haagen-Dazs in my hand. What do you think I'm doing? I dream about eating a bucket of fried chicken for breakfast every single day. The point is, movie magic can only go so far, and some of the physicality and athletic moments felt a bit unbelievable. And the emotional beats were unbelievable as well. No one's relationship was properly established because they had no prior interactions to make anything here meaningful. There's also things that happen that don't make sense, like switching when they use their powers, but that doesn't happen every time, and certain plot points get wrapped up too easily with a pretty pink bow on it. And it's these shortcuts that really take away from the stakes and the sophistication they could have had. The action is also a bit light, and I wish they amped things up a bit. I wanted longer fight scenes because we like badass women fighting, and it could have been more stylized, and someone just needs to get the John Wick people in here. Lastly, if you're a hardcore MCU fan, I think you may be disappointed because there's nothing to advance the narrative forward in any way. I have no idea what phase 4, 5, and 6 are building towards. I have no idea who the new Thanos is, but it does do future setup, but we only get that in the last 10 minutes. So definitely stick around because there is one mid-credit scene, but nothing at the very end. I really did like the mid-credit scene, and I kind of want to see where things go. And there's also 4 cameos here, so try to spot them all. So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this gets a solid 7 out of 10 from me. I actually was entertained, and it did keep my interest throughout its brisk runtime. It's better than Thor Love and Thunder, Thor The Dark World, Ant-Man Quantumania, and The Eternals. Things really stumble because it doesn't offer a compelling plot, character development, emotional beats, relationships, stakes, and so on. None of that is executed properly because none of that existed here. There were glimmers of hope here and there, which serve as appetizers, but we never get the full course. It's like a singer who has an airy voice. There's no high notes. It's just catchy and cute. It doesn't take any risk to elevate the superhero genre or the MCU Phase 4, 5, and 6 in any way till the last 10 minutes. But it is committed to its kid-friendly tone throughout, which really saved it. But who knows how many years we'll have to wait before the big payoff. And the MCU is really a victim of their own success by having everything interconnected. But despite all those flaws, this is still a big green light from me because it did its job and it entertained. So definitely see this on the big screen where it's meant to be seen. So support your local movie theaters and check this one out. Thanks again for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share this with your friends. And if you happen to have a movie you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'd be happy to watch and illustrate it for a future video. Thanks again, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.